So we're sitting there and we think and we're going through so much shit, like talking about life and shit. And then we think it's been like 4 hours. We look at the time, it's only been like 30 minutes.
And with that, the 2024 season comes to an end. Good night.
Remember 24. And when I'm back in Chicago, I see it. Another version of me. I was in it. I wave goodbye to the end of beginning.
So I guess this video is about like time travel. So where to start? Like, when you think about what time travel is, on a, I guess, theoretical level, is just going back in time. But do you have to be in the physical to be going back in time? Like, I feel like going back in time is more than just the idea of this thing that's been created that we see displayed in movies of people literally bringing their bodies back to a certain point in time. I feel like we often time travel because we often bring ourselves back to points in our lives, regardless of if our body is in one place. Because if our body's not in motion, in the sense that you're moving forward with it, like, it doesn't even have to be physically, it just has to be like, you have to bodily be moving forward in your life. Like, whether that's through talking to someone else about something new or reading something that you haven't yet read. Like, if you're going back to talk about things that you've already experienced, or you have no direction, you're going back without direction, basically, is what I'm trying to say. So, and even if you're going forward, that's dangerous to even be time traveling to the future. You know, if you're doing it for too long, you're still stuck in that same place without bodily pushing yourself forward. So I guess it's just a matter of living in the moment. And that's how you escape time travel. But that's really hard to do when so many things remind you of what you've been through. Because that's all life does. It reminds you of what you've been through and where you're going. It's just like a kind of infinite loop, I think. But yeah, the point I'm getting to is about how you can more effectively stop yourself from time traveling. And I guess it's a matter of flow state and doing one thing for long periods of time. You know, you're reading a book and you come across a passage that talks about this guy who ran through this valley, but every time he got deeper into it, he would it would get darker and darker. But like, he's going towards the darkness because that's what he has to extinguish or something. Say that's the passage. This could remind you of a time where you and your friend were lost in the woods or something, and you kept going to a point where it didn't seem like the things there would help you and that they were dangerous, but like, the more you went into things that were there, you actually found where you were meant to be, kind of thing. That's like an example of getting sidetracked with time travel, because you're going somewhere else instead of staying on the path of just continuing to read the book and taking in more that you haven't that you haven't yet discovered. You're going back on discoveries that you've had based off what you just discovered, which is stopping you from continuing to discover. And that process, you can get caught in that for a long time. Like, you can get really just stuck in doing that without even noticing. And it can stump you from your growth a lot. But yeah, so I've talked about time travel, I've established that. And this has been, like, time travel has been on my mind since my boy called me the other day. And he was just talking to me. He's just like, yo, what do you know about time travel? And I'm just like, I forgot what it was I said to him. But I was telling him, and he was like, he'd been time traveling a lot. And I was like, word. And I was like, where have you, like what? I was gonna ask him, like, I think I asked him where he'd been, or like, how does time travel work? Like, how does he think it works? And he's like, I can't even talk to you about it right now. But I felt like that was just him sending me on a journey of, like, I feel like he said that because I was going back in that moment instead of being right there with what he was saying, to be honest. And I feel like that's why a lot of our conversations have been disconnected lately with me and that friend. It's because I just haven't been on that safe wavelength type shit. But anywho, I went to Miami. So far, and I'm taking. I feel like this looks stupid right here.
Danny Flow y la Bella Cat. What's up? Yo estoy que te parto y tu gato barato. Rr. Quiero que te pongas en cuatro. Baby, vamos a hacer un trato. Vente un fin de semana Irapuato. Danny Flow, el bellaco.
And when I was out there, I tripped mushrooms. And I got into this whole... Well, I wasn't thinking about time travel at the time, but when I was, like, tripping, I was just thinking about so much, and so much was happening with me and my boy on the trip in terms of, like how many conversations were happening, and, like, the constant fight in yourself of, like, choosing who you are right then and right there, because that's what shrooms really does. It puts a spotlight on you to choose who you want to be right then and there, because you're taking in every little thing about yourself. Like, you pick up on every little thing about yourself and about the world more than you would regularly, and that forces you to really, like, it puts you on a spotlight, because you can do anything at any moment in time. So with this spotlight notice, with this notice me, because it's a pull between, like, advancing yourself and going back on yourself. That's a pull. It's a constant pull that's happening no matter where you are, and shrooms puts that, like, on 10. Like, it shows you that so clearly, basically. And when that's happening, time is slow because everything is moving so fast inside of you. Like, you're moving through your mind and your thoughts faster than you would on a regular basis.
Distance at a safe distance. You handle that.
And we handle Neutron, right?
Right. Wait, his name's Neutron?
Yeah, sure. Heard him shout it. You know, like bad guys do. I'm Neutron. All of you will die. Anyway, what's the plan?
Remember that wind funnel that you used to save me?
Sure, I remember. I was there. So were you. Good times.
We do it again, on a bigger scale. You, me, Kid Flash.
Around the perimeter of the explosive wave. The phone's lost upward. And we move it out of the city. Piece of cake.
You getting any of this?
Every fifth word, maybe.
So we're sitting there and we think and we're going through so much shit, like, talking about life and shit. And then we think it's been like 4 hours. We look at the time, it's only been like 30 minutes. And it was just like, that's what it is. You have to ramp up your decision making to slow time down. And just shrooms really just amps that shit. Like you literally, if you just let yourself be with the wind and kind of just let things happen, things are kind of move slower because you're just kind of drifting. There's no direction that can take you from one place to another. There's no, you have no influence on the pull. You're just influenced by the pull. I feel like this is gonna be a video that, like, I don't know, like some people will be able to understand, but I feel like to a lot of people it might sound like nonsense. But that doesn't really matter, but like, I don't know. I guess I was just saying, like, that's what time travel is, and then shrooms present you the key to stopping time. You know, they aren't the key themselves. It's all about you at the end of the day, but they make things crystal clear, regardless of how scary it may be or not.